Hello everyone, welcome to another YouTube video. In this video I would like to speak about something that's like very heavy topic, I guess, and it's very interesting and something that we can't all understand, that we all do, but we never give it much attention to. And this topic is called sleep. And sleeping, right? Why do people need to sleep? Why do people just simply say, oh, it's just normal, we all sleep? It's like, it's what we do here in this world. But do we truly need it? In this video I'll be looking toward these kind of subjects. And so, what is sleep? Sleeping is basically giving your body rest, letting your body sleep. And that's the explanation that scientists tend to give it. And what happens during sleep is like dreams tend to appear, but not always, but sometimes. Like, what is a dream? Like, we all go into like this realm where we see ourselves doing like bizarre things. Like I have dreams that I've seen myself like climbing trees, like going through this, like, I don't know, this weird place, and I was like climbing this tree, and I can't fully remember the dream. It's like we see ourselves doing strange things, you know. I had another dream where I was like swimming through the ocean and stuff like that. It's like, are these like things that we're actually in the dream, we're like feeling it. We're like, when we swim, when like the scenario where I was like swimming through the ocean, right? I was like feeling it. I was feeling like the waves and all that. I was like, yeah, this is the ocean. And so when we wake up, it's like, oh, none of it was like real? Or was it? So there is multiple theories that try to explain dreams, and like some of them make no sense, some of them make sense, and some of them are just downright bizarre. And I'm gonna give you guys 3 theories, and like each of these theories come with flaws, and some of them come with logical explanations. So the first theory I would like to explain is like, some people just say, based on science, and science says like can't explain dreams in general, but in this scenario it tries to explain it in a very kind of like a logical point of view. And like it explains that while we dream, our subconscious mind tries to look inside ourselves and like tries to bring up thoughts and feelings that we've had inside of us for like, to bring it up to our minds, and so to give it attention. And so in this theory it believes that by looking at the dream, let's say you just had the dream recently, you just, write it down basically, and like come back to it later and try to understand it. In this scenario it tries to basically show you feelings and like thoughts and emotions that we've been keeping locked inside ourselves, and bringing it up to attention, And so in this scenario it just basically says that when we sleep and we start dreaming, our subconscious mind cannot fully describe with words what we're feeling on the inside, and so it tries to project images, and these images can be really horrifying. Sometimes it can be really, really nice, and sometimes it can be just weird, just downright bizarre, But that's all there is to this theory, is that our just minds just go deep inside ourselves and bring up things that we've been keeping hidden from other people, and bringing it up to attention is basically what this theory goes on about. And I'm not saying it's 100% true and it's 100% false, but it is very logical. I mean, I had dreams where I was like falling, basically, like a dream I was like falling. I was like falling down, basically. In this dream I was like falling down a flight of stairs. I clearly remember. I don't know where I was or anything, but I just remember that I was falling down. And like I looked up the dream where falling down, basically what it means to dream about falling down. It's like you have feelings of, I forgot what it said. To be honest, it's like it was going on about where you feel you're getting overwhelmed, something like that. That's what I remember. And so at the time I was feeling kind of overwhelmed by life and all that. And so this theory kind of works, but can we fully prove it that it's right or that it's right or it's wrong? We can't. And so it will just remain as a theory. And so theory number 2, and this theory, I was like, in this theory we see that when we dream or when we sleep, that our soul, we have a soul and a spirit inside of us, okay? And so the soul and the spirit that's inside of us tend to depart, like it goes away into the universe, and it starts exploring things out there, and it starts exploring things about ourselves. And so this theory is a lot spiritual, I will say, and it starts explaining that when our souls depart from our body and it starts exploring these things, the subconscious, the spirit, our spirit tend to come back and bring all these things that it learned, and it tries to put it in like this imagery state of showing us what it means. And so it kind of connects to the previous theory where it explains the subconscious mind, but in this scenario it explains that no, it's not the subconscious mind, it's actually your soul. It departs from us. And this theory goes on and says that kind of like when a baby is inside a mother's womb, it's connected to the cord. It's this cord, and it cannot detach itself. And so the same thing happens in this scenario where it says that there's a cord attached to us, to our spirit. And this cord is to prevent the spirit from fully disconnecting itself from the body and fully kind of like dying. When we die in this theory, it explains that the cord gets detached. Like the baby is born, the cord disconnects. And so the same thing kind of applies to here, where it says that right now the spirit cannot remove the cord yet because it's not ready to go into the universe yet. And so it cannot detach itself yet because it's not ready. And when we die, it finally is able to do that. Similar to giving birth, this scenario kind of illustrates an example of like dying is kind of like a rebirth kind of thing. You are reborn again. And it's weird. It's fascinating. And this theory, I would give it like a very, very logical. It's like a very logical observation. And it's a very sensible one too. It makes a lot of sense. It's like an analyzation of our world and like analyzing how people give birth. When we analyze that, it applies to this scenario. It's like dying is basically the rebirth of our spirit. And so it makes a lot of sense. I like this theory. And the last and final theory. Now this one, guys, is a lot stranger and it's a lot weirder. And in this scenario, in this theory, it explains how when we dream, our soul tends to depart and go into this portal, and it goes into this other world, this other universe. That explains the multiverse, the concept of the multiverse. And so it starts explaining that when we look into like another world, we see another us, another scenario of us. And we like, these scenarios can go back like in the past. Like, some people even had weird dreams, like going into their lives, going back in time basically, and seeing themselves again as a little child. And they're standing there. This is the dream that they explain. They're literally standing there like this, and like right here, it's like they're just watching themselves as a young kid. And so they're there and they're watching them, like observing them. It's so, like, I've never had like a dream this wild before, guys, but some people have. And it's like, it's so bizarre. And some people say that it's basically us going into like another world and looking ourselves in like a different scenario. Some people even had dreams where they moved out of their parents' house, right? And then when they dream, in the dream, basically they did not move out of their parents' house, and they're still like living with them. And it's weird. It's like there's more examples of this, guys. There's just so many. And like, what does this mean? It's like, is the multiverse real, or is it just, what is it? And so we see all these three theories that neither can be proven right and neither can't be proven wrong. Nobody can fully grab one of these theories and fully say, oh no, this is the right one, and then grab the other theory and say, no, this one is the wrong one, because we simply will never know. There's so many strange things about the universe, guys, and we fully can't understand it. And like, no matter how much technology we'll have in the future, guys, and all that, we won't be able to understand it fully, like fully understand the universe and understand how it works. We will never ever be able to do that. And so that's something that scientists and everyone wish to know about. We all want to know more on the universe, but our minds can't grasp it, I guess. That's what kind of this kind of means, you know. And looking at these three theories, like, that involve dreams, neither can be proven right and wrong, and like, we're left with this state of wonder, that which one, I mean, we're just left wondering of what is dreams, basically. And there's another aspect to dreams, and this one is a very heavy one and very intense. In this other aspect of not I wouldn't say dreams, I will say more of sleeping. In this aspect of sleeping, this one is very bizarre. And this scenario is sleep paralysis. What is sleep paralysis and what does it do? The definition of sleep paralysis just literally means in a dream-like state, not being able to move, or not being able to move, or what's the other thing it said? Move or interact. That's what kind of it meant. And sleep paralysis, right, guys? It's so fascinating and it's so incredible. Like there's been so many cases of sleep paralysis where people experience out of this world type things. And like, I would like to share my experiences, you know, for the end of this video. So I would like to explain one scenario, you know. This one I actually felt last night, and in this scenario I was like, this is my story. So I was yesterday at night, I just, you know, was very tired from work, you know, all these things have been happening in my life, and you know, I just went to sleep. And when I went to sleep, I was like, I was like in my bed, you know, it was getting late because at the time, I don't know why, but I just couldn't sleep at the moment. I wasn't like having insomnia or anything like that. I was just, you know, I guess my body did not want to embrace the going to sleep, basically. And that's why I kind of can explain it, you know. And so I basically like closed my eyes and I kind of like hoped to go to sleep. But then when I woke up, but I wasn't sleeping. I was paralyzed on the bed, and like I couldn't move. I couldn't look, or I mean, I could look, and all of these things. I mean, my senses were there, but I just couldn't move. I was like paralyzed, basically, and it's like, what can I do from here? How do I escape this? And like, while I was there, I was like starting this feeling of super intense being scared. I can't explain it to you guys how frightening this experience was. I was like so terrified, and like it started slowly coming upon me. This scary, it started getting like, it was scary here, and it started getting more, I mean, like throughout my body, and I started feeling like almost panicking in a way because I was so frightened, and I don't know where this fear came from. It's like it just came upon me, and like the night before when I was like, just came back from work and all that, I wasn't scared at all. I was just like, I just want to go to sleep. But while I was paralyzed in sleep paralysis, I was getting this feeling of intense intense frightened, like your flight or fight mode came on, and it's exactly how I can explain this. And I was just there in this like super scared state of mind, and like while I was there, I started hearing this noise, and this noise was like a growl. It was like a grizzly bear, but a lot louder and a lot scarier and a lot more intense. And I started hearing it started getting like softer, and then louder and louder, and like I was scared. And then I started like, panicking and all that, and I, started moving my hands to try to finally like get out of this situation. And until I finally was able to, I got up, and it's like I was still feeling scared, and I looked around my room. I was like, there's nothing here. I was like, what is this? Why am I still scared? And like my heart was pounding, guys. And I was like, you know what? I just turned on the lights, and I just gave myself like a little bit of time to think about this. And so I just grabbed like a book, and I started, relaxing a bit, until I was able to fully say, alright, it's time to go back to sleep now. But like, where did this fear come from? What was I scared about? Like, fear tends to come out when we see a threatening situation, when we see something spooky, fear tends to come out. But in this scenario, it just simply came upon me without any explanation. And when we look at sleep paralysis, right? I kind of believe that in sleep paralysis, while we're awake, okay? While we're awake right now, we're able to see all around us, everything, everything in our rooms, and, wherever you're watching this video, we're able to see things like perfectly normal. I was able to see this microphone right here. Everything's just normal, nothing's like intense, nothing's like weird, or nothing. It's just everything's normal. But when we're able to look at the lens of somebody in sleep paralysis, and this is based on my experience, we're able to see everything like more blurry, everything's more intense. Everything's more intense. We're able to see everything like, oh my gosh, and we're able to hear things more intense as well. And it's very weird. Like, we're able to see everything blurry, and like, are we really looking with, are we really like knowing that we're awake? Like, are we like seeing through our spirit? Like, is there more to this, guys? I'm still trying to figure this out, guys. I will do a part 2 to this in sometime in the future. And you know, I will see these things, you know, in sleep paralysis, or you're not able to see while you're fully awake. While we're looking right now, we're able to see everything normally, right? Like there's nothing out of place, there's not another thing there. You know, everything's in place, I would like to say, you know. And so for me, another experience I had, I mean, I'll just explain it to you guys, because, you know, it's interesting. In this experience, I was stuck in a sleep paralysis state of mind. I wasn't able to see. I mean, I was able to see, but I wasn't able to wake up, you know. I was stuck. Paralysis, basically. You know, in this scenario, I was in my bed. You know, this is my bed. Let me get a better angle like this. My bed is like a king size bed, you know. It's wide, and you know, I was sitting like on the right side of it. You know, I was looking up toward the wall, and like nothing was wrong. Nothing was like, you know, I was just like, kind of like dizzy or like blurry. I was seeing everything like blurry and like dizziness, basically kind of like what I was seeing at the moment. And I was just there, right? And then right next to on the left side of the bed, I felt like this pressure just come upon, like, you know, when someone sits on the mattress or something, you know, it tends to bring pressure on there. And I clearly felt it, and I clearly felt like the mattress kind of like tilt like this in a way. And like, what was that? What is this? And I knew there was something there, and I clearly felt like its presence was there. And like, I didn't know if it's like its presence was like more of like the friendly or non-friendly kind of thing. I just knew that something was there, and it was sitting on my bed at the time. And like, I was getting scared, slowly getting scared in this scenario. I closed my eyes in a way, and it's like, when is it gonna go away? And then I opened my eyes again, because I kind of felt the mattress like moving, because I kind of felt this thing that was sitting there, kind of like, you know how this chair right here I'm sitting on, you know, when people go like this. That's exactly what I felt in this scenario. And so, you know, I got kind of intense, and I was like, who is this? Who's sitting there? And I kind of opened my eyes, and I looked to the side of me, to the right side where that thing is supposed to be sitting. And it was like this black figure. It was like, it had its legs like crisscrossed like this on the bed. And it was kind of like this. And I saw like the head shape of it like this. And it was like this. Like crisscross like this on the bed. I didn't see that. I couldn't tell if it was facing toward like from the bed, it was facing toward like over there, or it was facing toward me. I couldn't understand what it was doing. I just saw it there. And it freaked me out, and so I just closed my eyes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of this situation. And I couldn't get out, and I was stuck. It was I was in paralysis state, basically. And like, while I was there on the bed, I kind of felt this thing like move closer to me. It was like, it was putting more pressure on the bed. I was on this side, and it was like right here, and it started like kind of like coming closer and like kind of putting like its hands, and I knew it was moving. I knew it was moving because I clearly felt the mattress moving like this. I mean, and so I knew it was moving. It was like slowly coming closer to me, and like I had my eyes closed, and then, you know, I could hear around me, and it was like I couldn't hear like the mattress move or anything, but I could feel it. I could feel it move. And like when I heard like this like whisper that slowly got louder, and it's like in this language that I can't even know what it was, guys, but it sounded like it was speaking in this almost alien type of language. I don't know what to describe it, guys. It was like, and it was speaking to me, and it was trying to tell me something, and I couldn't understand. It was like a whisper in this language. It was like, it was speaking quickly too. It wasn't like like that. It was speaking like that, kind of the best way I can describe it. And like I was there in the bed, and I was like, it was getting spookier and spookier. I was like, my heart started pounding like faster and faster and faster, and I was like, I need to get out. And I don't know how I was able to break free. And then I got up, and then I looked at the bed, and it's like everything was just back to normal. And I was still feeling scared, and like who actually sat there? And like I couldn't really tell if someone actually sat there or not, guys, because I couldn't remember how the mattress looked like the night before, or my bed looked like. Actually, I couldn't tell if like someone sat there or not. And so I just left with this like confused state. But while I was in the sleep paralysis, I could feel it. You know, some people say that sleep paralysis are just hallucinations. We're just hallucinating. But I will say no. I will say that sleep paralysis is a lot more than just simple hallucinations. Because when I was in sleep paralysis, I was able to feel a presence being known to me that was there. And so I can't tell you that sleep paralysis is only, I can't tell you that sleep paralysis is a hallucination, because a hallucination cannot interact with the world that we are in right now. Like, let's say our room and everything, it can't physically like start touching, you know, like grab this microphone. It can't do these things. It's not able to interact because it's just in our heads. We're able to like see this being. But in this scenario, I was able to experience and feel it. There's been even more intense scenarios by other people that they experienced that they seen like a creature crawl up on their head. On their head and like their body, and it starts like grabbing like their organs and stuff. And like the day after, they still feel the pain there from the creature that was grabbing onto their organs. Basically, it's like a hallucination cannot do these things. There is something more to this that we can actually understand. And like, it's so weird, and it's like this only can happen when we're about to go to sleep. Like, I cannot simply lay down right now and on like this chair, like, you know, I'll lay down and like I'll have sleep paralysis. Like, it doesn't work like that. You need to be able to. The only way to get sleep paralysis if you're trying to go to sleep or you just woke up. There's no in between. You have to be going to sleep or after you slept. And hence why it's called sleep paralysis. And like sleeping in general is weird. Like sleep paralysis is only able to happen while we sleep or after we slept, you know. And so it has a connection to sleep. Sleep paralysis has a connection. And same thing with dreams. All of these things have no explanations. We're left wondering what they actually mean, or what we experience is actually true. And there's multiple theories on sleep paralysis, guys, but I see this video is getting a little long, so I will save those to part 2 to this. And in general, sleep is more of like a spiritual kind of thing. It's not something that's just merely saying, oh, the body just needs sleep and needs rest. And so I can't simply say that that's all there is to it. There is more, guys. Sleep is a very spiritual kind of thing. Something is going on spiritually. And so part 2 I will explain on the spiritual side of sleep. So stay tuned to part 2, guys. So I would just like to conclude the video with like a couple more analysis. First is like a couple phrases I would like to end off with. Sleep is connected to spirituality, as well as sleep gives us a break from the real world. In a way, when we sleep, we kind of experience dying in our early lives. Sleeping is the closest thing to dying. And so sleep is connected to dying as well. So I would like to throw that in there as well. And these terms and all that I will explain in part 2. So please stay tuned, guys. And I would just like to end off the video because it's pretty long now. Thank you all of you guys that have been watching this. I really appreciate you all. The few that watch this channel, be sure to tune in to more videos. You know, I haven't been able to upload a lot. You know, these videos take me a lot of time to make and to fully get my thoughts into words, basically what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to get better at it, you know, slowly and steady with this channel as this channel gets, you know, grows. And be tuned to more videos in the future, interesting videos like this. And really appreciate all you being here. And thank you so much for watching. And take care.